Hello there. Somebody tried to fake their death. I don't know who tried what, but let's find out.
There's a lot of bad news in the world, so allow me to cleanse your palate with some good news. A very tasty treat for you today. 8 months ago, I made a video covering the story of a Rhode Island criminal named Nicholas Alaverdian. Nincompoop Nicholas here tried to avoid punishment for his crime, and he fled the country after faking his own death.
Oh,
It wasn't an elaborate fake death ruse, it wasn't a galaxy brain scheme. He didn't exactly call up best quality vacuum from Breaking Bad and order a Hoover Max or anything. But he was successful in leaving the United States and evading authorities, and he started a new life with a new alias, Arthur Knight, which was only one of many names that he went by. He was changing his name more frequently than kids used to on Club
Nicholas.
Penguin. But Arthur Knight was by
That's a
far
bunch
his
of
most
Nicholases.
used alias. Now, it's important that I tell you what charges he was trying to run away from. Rape charges.
Damn.
You see, Nicholas Alaverdian, Nicholas Rossi, Arthur Knight, all one and the same. A rapist. He faked his death in 2020 by feeding media outlets a bunch of baloney and horseradish about how he's about to die, he's about to meet his demise, but the reality was he was just trying to get out of the country while the authorities were investigating the rape allegations. So he did get out of the country, and he tried very hard to bury his past, but in 2021, he had to check himself into the hospital for COVID-related symptoms.
Damn.
And that's when the authorities were able to identify that this patient is actually the wanted U.S. fugitive Nicholas Alaverdian. And while parading around as Arthur Knight, he tried desperately to convince people that this was all a complete misunderstanding, or that he had been framed, claiming that it was all part of a grand conspiracy to connect him, the innocent Arthur Knight, to this rapist, Nicholas Alaverdian. He kept trying to insist that it's a miscarriage of justice what's happening to him, it's wrong, it's outrageous. But it's not like they just gave it the old eyeball test or the smell test to connect him. They had every piece of hard evidence possibly required to say beyond a shadow of a doubt that these are the same person. They had DNA evidence. He had identifiable tattoos that they were easily able to connect to Nicholas Alaverdian. Like, they had everything, fingerprints, all of it, the whole kit and caboodle. And the judge even said as much as well.
In July, Knight was arrested again, and prosecutors matched his fingerprints to Alaverdian's. Friday, prosecutors of the Scottish court revealed they were able to tell he was Alaverdian after matching the tattoos on his arm.
I am ultimately sorry.
Bro, if you're gonna fake your identity, you can't have a tattoo. I don't feel like you can have a tattoo at all. Like, especially on skin that would be showing like that. It's like you can't fake yeah.
Satisfied on the balance of probabilities.
And even in the face of overwhelming evidence against him, he kept trying. Like the world's worst anime character refusing to give up, Nicholas Alaverdian kept desperately trying to convince even a single soul on this planet that it was all just a misunderstanding. He's Arthur Knight, damn it, not Nicholas. So he now has this infamous interview he did where he tried to prove it.
To the media, our lives have been interrupted.
No
We
way.
would like privacy, and I would like to go back to being a normal husband. But I can't, because I can't breathe, I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try
No, don't do it!
stand up.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
We almost lost him.
What do you say to someone who
Got a crazy
believes
knot.
that you are
on my back.
Salaverdian?
It's just
Andrea, I am not Nicholas Alaverdi, and I do not know how to make this clear.
What do you say?
He's
to
got
people
that
who say
rock
these are
bottom
crocodile
intonation
tears
going on.
putting
I'm
on
not
a show?
Nicholas.
This is all an act.
Oh, Ika.
Oh.
Andrea,
No,
that's a low blow. That's a right low blow.
That really was a low blow to say that it's all just putting on a show and an act. It's more than that. He's out here with a fucking performance that would make every thespian troupe in America jealous. This is Oscar-worthy material that we're working with here. To suggest that it's just a show or an act, it's disrespectful, honestly. This is one of the finest, most convincing pieces of anything I've ever seen in my fucking life. But as you might imagine, this didn't work super well. Nobody believed this. Actually, nobody on the fucking planet believed this. However, he does travel with his supporting actress here for this interview, where she sits next to him. She's like trying to calm him down, like, no, don't do that. Not that death-defying stunt where you stand up. Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself, dear. Please, no. No! Like panicking when he stands up and starts, wacky inflatable tube manning his arms around, like he's getting hit with an earthquake or something. So he does have her traveling with him, I guess, to try and make it seem more credible, I guess. Clearly, it doesn't work. So anyway, what is the good news here? Well, the good news is Nicholas Alaverdian is being extradited to the U.S. He is finally going to face the punishment that he has eluded for so long.
Yeah, but you try to get away, but you got the same tattoo.
Faking his death to avoid rape charges, extradited from Scotland. In case you don't know who this is, let me pull up his infamous interview where he tried to prove that he is not the rapist. So that little song and dance he tried to put on for the thespian troupe, it's coming from a very bad man. It's not exactly like, some minor offense or anything that he's trying to weasel his way out of with that. The man known in the U.S. as Nicholas Rossi, whose legal name is Nicholas Alaverdian, is charged with sexually assaulting a former girlfriend in Utah in 2008. He also faces multiple complaints against him in Rhode Island for alleged domestic violence. Rossi was 36. Rossi, 36, was Utah bound on Friday and will stand trial in Utah County for felony rape charges. The man said he was framed by authorities who took his fingerprints while he was in a coma so they could connect him to Rossi. He repeatedly appeared in court in a wheelchair using an oxygen mask and speaking in less than convincing British accents.
That's funny.
I'm glad they didn't just let it go. I'm glad that they did fight to get him back so that he could finally face punishment. I can't believe Arthur Knight could be slandered like this. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. Now, even amidst all of this, he still has the gall to continue to state that it's a case of mistaken identity and that he is an Irish orphan named Arthur Knight. That's his story, and he's sticking to it, even though he is dead to rights with the overwhelming amount of concrete proof.
I need you to take my boat out for a run.
Yeah, okay, Pop. We're gonna show you what real fishermen can do.
What?
Your vessel's been seized!
Huh?
Got a $100,000 fine.
For what?
Resources, and they want to do business.
Oh shit, she's in another
what
movie?
line you're crossing?
No, I don't.
That
actually,
let
me stop.
He still keeps wiggling his finger saying, nope, that's not me. You got the case all wrong, Buster. I'm Arthur Knight. It is actually that scene out of SpongeBob with Man Ray and Patrick when he drops his wallet. I also just have to include this because it is so unbelievably outrageous. So again, he is sticking to a story that he is Arthur Knight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is all just a big misunderstanding. A case of mistaken identity. And as I've stated, they have concrete proof that he is indeed Nicholas Alaverdian, one of them being his arm tattoos and fingerprints. So, Alaverdian, when confronted with this, talking about his distinctive arm tattoos and fingerprints that left no doubt about his real identity, he claimed that he testified that somebody inked those tattoos on his body while he was in a coma, hospitalized in Glasgow with COVID-19, and that a hospital staffer had taken his fingerprints and sent them to Utah.
Yeah.
And as the article states, his testimony left the courtroom observers with mouths agape. It leaves my jaw on the floor too, that he would even try to say something like that. That is the most nonsensical story ever told. Let's just go ahead and play with that idea for a moment. Why would a hospital staffer take your fingerprints and send them to Utah of all places? Again, he is not in the United States. Why would they send his fingerprints internationally to Utah to just frame a random guy? What kind of fucking conspiracy would that be? And then also, who the fuck would tattoo a man in a coma at a hospital just to connect him to the guy in Utah again, this Arthur Knight academic Irish orphan? Like, what is, like, I don't know why he thought anybody in the world would believe this. Not even the most delusional individual would hear this and think there is an iota of truth to it. Yet he continues to stick with that story. It's fucking wild. But again, he has been extradited to the US now, so he will finally be facing punishment that is long overdue. So that's good news, and I just had to give you the update to this. That's really about it. So yeah.
That's funny. Would you try faking your death? I mean, if you did like a crime so crazy that you're getting life, I could see you trying to fake your death or like running out of the country. But like other than that, if it's like 5 years, I feel like you wouldn't fake it, honestly. But yeah, like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye. Actually, would you fake it for 20? I don't know. That's interesting. See you guys. Bye.